What's up, everyone? It's Adrian from Adrian's Awesome Accumulation. Today we're going to be looking at the Megalomaria Ghillie Dhu model kit. But before we do that, let's take a look at the box art. Alright, so here we have the box. Let me tilt this up so you guys can see everything. Alright, so here we have the box, and the illustration and the artwork is pretty cool of the model kit. You can see him right here. He's kind of like in some like stoic pose, which is pretty cool. You can see his cross weapon right here in the background, which is a really neat weapon, and it comes with all his accessories. You basically all his accessories plug into that thing, which is pretty neat. So yeah, let's just take a look at the illustration right here. It looks pretty cool. You got his hair flowing right here. You got some blue crystals right there. As you can see he's grabbing his sword, lightning coming off it. It looks pretty awesome. And yeah, man, this is a pretty cool looking model kit. And you can see like the armor right there. So this is the it's like right there. He's like no armor and stuff like that, but right here has armor. All right, so let's take a look at the side of the box right here. As you can see, there's the product shot right there of him standing just right there, but in model kit form. Then we have some accessories that come with different model kits because that's not in here. And then you can see all the accessories that it comes with right there. And then on the side right here, it's just, a side illustration of the front box for art. Right here we have another product shot in a different pose, all the warning stuff. And on the back of the box, let me move the model kit because he fell. All right, so here we have different product shots of like his weapons. The cross, doubles as a rail gun. Got his pistols right there. The cross also doubles as a great sword, and there he has like a little a little long sword right there. We got some more product shot from the back right there. His articulation for the armors. That's pretty neat. Different poses you can get the guy in, and different model kits from Kotobukiya's different model kit lines right here. We got like the hexagears. We got some frame arms girls, the Megalomaria, of course. We get right here some like normal looking anime girl type of stuff model kits. And we got the Arcanadia series, which is really cool. I have some of those, and again the frame arms girls. So that's the box art, and now let's take a look at the model kit. All right, so here he is, kind of like fell. Let me pose him up. Or he kind of knocked him over when I was showing off the box art, but here he is, man, and this guy looks really cool. Let me see. All right, let's get a close-up of this guy. So yeah, as you can see, he has like this ninja type of theme, like cyber ninja, which is pretty cool. And I like to call him a cyber Christian ninja because when he has the armor, he has all the cross symbols and stuff like that, and he comes with the cross sword. So why wouldn't he be a cyber Christian ninja? So yeah, man, this guy looks cool. So without his armor, he looks pretty neat, right? He looks like a cyber form of Ryu from Ninja Gaiden. I don't know, his face gives off that kind of vibe. If Ryu was like a machine and stuff like that, like a robot. So yeah, pretty neat. You only got his ninja type of ponytail right here, silver. And then he has like these blue, like light blue, like pieces of armor, which really, it really works out well with like the dark grays and stuff like that. And you got his eyes right here, which were also the same color as, like the shields right here, but I kind of painted it like a kind of metallic blue. You guys can see right there, the shininess right there. And I thought that it was like pretty close to this color, so I was like, why not? And I think I like the way it came out. It came out good. All right, so see the kind of posability we can get with this guy, just in I have some like fists and stuff like that. His fist hands and stuff like that. So let's see what kind of pose we can get with this guy. So you can get, standard, like boxing type of pose and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. We can get like, I'm about to beat you up kind of pose. We can get him doing some side kicks. Maybe like a roundhouse, like a jumping like roundhouse type of kick. He's coming in. Man, pretty neat. kind of be like this, I think. Like, ugh. You can get him doing, ninja kick. Looking over here, bam. All right, so yeah, I mean he does have, really cool mobility. You can kick up, like the last Megalomaria, you can kick up super high, and then got very bendable knees, so you'll be able to get him like in quite a few different poses. Let's see. You can get him kneeling. Maybe he's coming for his sword or something like that. And he's gonna and he jumps. So that's pretty neat. So yeah, you guys can get this guy in some cool poses, and he does bend back, pretty far. Got that ab crunch, and then pretty far forward as well. Yeah, and his head also has good mobility. You can get him looking down that far, get him looking up that high. Does have head swivel right here. Also has neck swivel, I guess. But yeah, so that's pretty cool. So he moves at the neck and he moves at the head right here too. So that's pretty neat. All right, so it's kind of like the mobility you can get off this guy. So yeah, it's just you can get him some really cool poses without the armor and with the armor. All right, I'll be back in a few and show you his accessories. All right, you guys, and here we're back with his accessories, and let's start off with the cool one, the cross. So this is a really cool weapon right here. As you can see, this piece fell off, and this just slides in right here. And this is pretty neat because these are his guns. These are his pistols. So they're just they slot into these pieces right here. And then you can just open it up, and there's the handle, right, to to grab and stuff like that. So pretty cool looking pistols, and I love that they just attach onto the cross right there. That's pretty neat. That's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool gimmick or whatever. But yeah, that's pretty neat. And then you got this right here. So these open up like that, right? And then you got then you slide these back right here, or like so. And then this is, the great sword. So yeah, man, pretty awesome. The bendability right here. And then, and if you, is it like this, or I guess you can have it either way, right? You can have it like this, or bend it up a little bit like that. And does this part, yeah, no, this part doesn't open. And then right here we have, like this little handle right here. So you can move this back, and then, this is where he'll grab it, right? And this will, where it'll be become like a rail gun type of thing. Yeah. Just yeah, so I think this is the great sword form, or this. It's either one of these, right? And then you just bend it, and then it'll become a great sword. And also another thing, this right here, the handle for the great sword also comes off. So you could take this off, and then you got this piece right here. Just slide this in, and boom, you got your long sword, which is also pretty nice looking. Also painted this part red right here to give it more of like Templar type of vibes. So, because this was just gray. But yeah, and I do like the detail that this, the handle of the sword comes with. That's pretty cool. As you guys can see right there. Pretty neat. So that's his sword, that's his cross, and then this right here plugs into his back, and it moves. So you can move the cross well, it's on his back, so you can get out of the way for different poses and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool design for the cross weapon. Let's put his guns back on. So it'll actually be a cross. Yeah, man, look at that. Pretty cool weapon. Like it. Love it, actually. Pretty neat. All right, so let's see all the other stuff that he comes with. So these are his shield armors right here. And these basically, you know, just plug in to like his shoulders right here. And they're kind of articulated, so you can have them come down and then come up. And they have a little cross symbol, which is pretty cool. So let's put those on. So, and it does come with the helmet, which is pretty nice looking, right? Nice clear yellow plastic right there. I think it's kind of elongated, which I thought was pretty weird, but you know, it looks pretty good. Let's put that on. Oops. There we go. See, there we have the head armor. And then we have the front chest piece right here, which is also pretty nice. You got this white piece for the cross, it's like separate. And then we have like little yellow plastic for like kind of like vents, it looks like. So that's pretty neat. And that plugs into this whole piece right here in his chest. Let's plug that in like so. Man. All right. Then we got the back waist part right here, which is just all black, but it is kind of like separated right here, which you can kind of like mask it off, or if we have like those paint pens, you can like paint it white to like match, like, you know, maybe like give it like an outline of like white for like the cross and stuff, which I plan to do. But that just plugs into his back right here, the bottom of his spine. And then, of course, you got the front skirt, and these are articulated. You can move the skirts up like this, so you can still have, you know, like kicking or doing the splits and stuff. So like you could move it out so you can get some good articulation if you want the armor on. And that just plugs in, this front skirt just plugs into this part right here in the, you know, in his upper waist, like that. And then you got, looks like it's gonna break, but no. So, and there you gotta have him with his armor, and he does look pretty cool. Oh, and then the cross, right? Let's see, let's take this blade off. Let's put this thing on. Show you how it looks with it complete. The guns do tend to fall off quite a bit. They're not as strongly secure as I'd like, but you know, it's still pretty cool. All right, so this plugs into his back right here. So you got that. And then, like I said, see, you can like move it out of the way. You can get it like going pretty high, you know, above his head, down here. You can move to the side. Again, there's the guns that are loose. But yeah, so pretty neat. Let me put that gun back on. And just let me have it, tilting it just a little bit. Yeah, like right there. All right. And then we have, you know, got this piece right here, which is like, you know, the butt plate, because normally it has like a cutoff, right? So you can move like his legs like all the way up, as you can see right there. So this one it won't allow you to do that. It'll just have like one, you know, instead of like just like a separate piece right here, it'll just be this piece. But yeah, got that. The gun fell off again. Let me see if I can get him standing right. All right, and then we have these little like wrist pieces right here. So if you don't want like the triple movement like in the last one that I showed you, you just take off these pieces right here and then put this, and you'll have like, single wrist parts, so it won't move crazy like that. It'll just be like a normal wrist piece. I don't know if there we go. And then for his different hands, we got like super expressive, wide open hands right here, which look pretty cool. See? That's pretty neat. Then we got some pointing hands, which double as, trigger fingers, or about to like pull the trigger. And these, like, the guns fit in these pretty well. And it's kind of weird because we have some like other trigger finger hands which don't hold the guns, but I'll show you that right now. So these are the different other trigger fingers, right? But I try to put the guns on these, but look at, like, right here there's no slot, so it's difficult. I tried to put the gun in his hand, but it didn't work, so I'm thinking it's for like the rail gun. So like they're specific to holding the rail gun. That's what I believe. I haven't tried it yet, but like that's what I think it's for. So it comes with these hands. Right, I'm back. And we got these pairs of hands, which is like, like fists, but they have like holes in them, so like you can like grab something. I'm not sure what. It's not for the sword, because the sword is something else. So maybe for like different accessories from different other model kits, I believe. But yeah, I'll try it on. And then these are the sword ones right here, for like grabbing the sword. These look cool. And then we got, not as expressive open wide hands, but, slightly open hands. And these are pretty cool. And the hands on these guys are pretty big, so they look pretty neat. All right, so that's all his accessories, and I'll be back with a few poses. Pose 1, Lord, be my fortress. Pose 2, Cyber Ninja. Pose 3, Stylish Action. Pose 4, Big Swing. Pose 5, Game Over. So there's the review for the Megalomaria Ghillie Dhu, aka Cyber Christian Ninja, done and complete. If you guys like this video, please leave a like and share, and I'll see you guys next time. God bless and bye.